The materials you'll need today will be your Model Magic clay pack, a pair of scissors, and some markers. Today we're going to make a marbled pinch pot. First, you're going to take your Model Magic pack and open it. I like to use a pair of scissors because it's easier. And when you open up your packaging, make sure you keep the wrapper because we're actually going to wrap half of the clay in it in just a second. So first I want you to cut the clay in half. Take one half of it and place it back inside that wrapper and try to squeeze all of the air out and make sure you're folding it over. If you have a Ziploc baggie, you can put it in there, but we're going to keep it until next week. So we want to keep it soft for next week. Next, you're going to take your pair of scissors and you're going to cut it into 3 pieces. 2 of the pieces should be the same size, and the third piece should be a little bit smaller. So there are 2 pieces that are the same size, and then 1 piece that's smaller. Go ahead and just take one of the big pieces, and now we're going to color the clay, and you can mix any color you want. First, you're going to take the base of your palm and you're going to smush it down and flatten it. This is going to make it easier to color on. So take any color marker and just make any marks on the clay. And I'm going to mix 2 different colors, so I'm going to use 2 markers. Now that you have your color on the clay, you're going to fold it in half, and it should kind of look like a taco. All of the colors should be on the inside. And then pull it apart and then smush it back together. Pull it apart, smush it back together. This is the best way to mix the clay so all of that color comes out to the outside of the clay. And you're going to keep doing this until all of the colors in the clay are no longer swirly and it's just one color. And you'll see the more you pull it apart, the stretchier it will become. That just means that this clay is getting softer. After you have an idea of what the color will look like, you can decide if you want to add more. To do that, press down with the base of your palm again. Add some more color to it, any colors you want to mix together. Fold it in half so all of the colors are on the inside, and then pull it apart, smush it back together. Pull it apart, smush it back together. Keep doing that until all of the colors are mixed in. And it seems like it takes a long time. It actually takes about maybe 15 or 20 times of pulling it apart and smushing it back together to really mix up that clay. Once you're happy with the color, go ahead and roll it into a ball and set it aside on your table. Next, you're going to take your other piece of clay and you're going to color it. So same thing, press it down with the base of your palm. Take any color marker and start making some marks on it. And you can use 2 colors or 3 if you want to mix some colors together. When you have some color on it, fold it in half so the colors are stuck on the inside. Then pull it apart, smush it back together. Do that about 15 or 20 times to really mix up that clay. We want to make sure all of the color marbling, like the color swirls, all of that's gone. When you're happy with the color of your second piece of clay, roll it into a ball and set it aside. Now we're going to use the third piece of clay that's smaller, and we're going to tear it apart and smush it back together just like we did with the other clay when we were mixing the colors. The only difference is that we're going to keep it white this time. So right now what we're doing is just softening the clay so it's ready to be used. When it feels stretchy, go ahead and roll it into a ball and set it aside. Now we're going to take our first piece of clay and we're going to use the base of our palm again, except we're going to roll it away from us and then towards our belly button, away from us and then towards our belly button. We're going to keep doing this until it's about as long as your finger. Take the second piece of clay, roll away from you, then towards your belly button, and we're making what's called a coil, a clay coil. You're going to do this for all 3 pieces of clay, And you want to make sure that they're just about as long as your finger. Next, you're going to place them together. So we'll put the two colored ones on the outside and then the white one in the middle. And then you could gently press them together so that they stick. And now we're going to twist it. So one hand is going to twist away from you. The other hand is going to twist towards your belly button. And we're going to do that at the same time. So twist, twist, and you want to twist kind of softly. You don't want to do it too hard or too fast because otherwise it will break. And we're just going to keep it nice and thick like that. Then I want you to turn it into a circle, squish it up and roll it back into a ball. And you can use the palms of your hands to roll it into a ball, or you can even use the table and roll it into a big circle. Now we're going to use the base of our palm again and we're going to roll another coil. We want this one to be really thick. So remember rolling it so it's about as long as your finger. And then we're going to do the same thing with twisting it in opposite directions. And you can start to see the colors start to swirl together. Now we're going to make another circle. Next, squish it up and roll it back into a ball. And this is the last time we're going to roll it. So we're going to make sure it's really smooth. Every time you roll clay into a ball, it smooths out all of the cracks and all of the folds. So we want to make sure there's not a lot of cracks or folds in our clay. Now we're going to turn this into a pinch pot. And you're going to make like a quacking duck motion with your hand. So first we're going to press our thumb right in the middle of that ball. Next we're going to get our hand ready by making that duck quacking motion with our hand. Now place your thumb right in the middle where you made the hole. And then you're going to gently squeeze or pinch the sides of the clay. And then you're going to turn it and do the other side. So pinch and turn, pinch and turn, pinch and turn. The more you pinch and turn, the walls of the clay are going to get thinner. So you'll start to see your pinch pot getting bigger the more you pinch and turn. When you're doing this, try to be very gentle and soft with your clay. So once you're happy with the shape and size of your pinch pot, you can stop pinching and turning, and then you can look at it and smooth out any bumps or cracks that you see in your pinch pot. You can even place it on the table to give the bottom a little bit of a flat edge. And now you've made your very own pinch pot.